Serving Tampa Bay since 1954. The Heritage Station. WTMP, Egypt Lake, Tampa, Clearwater, 97.5 in Pinellas.
All right, Facebook Live, go.
Welcome to Facebook Live, Porch Talk Radio. Like and share, like and share. Welcome, and this is a worldwide show that you are watching now. We are ready to start. Eddie is alive too. Our behind the scenes prep.
Alrighty. Tampa Bay. It's that time again. You can cut the intro down. Okay, there you go.
We got this.
Yeah. We're gonna do what we do best. Welcome. This is, for those folks who don't know it, this is Founders Weekend, 50-year anniversary for Theta Gamma at University of South Florida, Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated chapter.
It's a lot of words, dude.
I know we're gonna do it, but we're gonna do what we do. I got a message. I got a couple of messages I got to get out to our listeners.
Uh-huh.
So first of all, I have people who call me sometime, and there's people I can help, and there's anybody who heard this show know, I do what I can to help folks. Part of this community process that I do is help people when I can. So I do that. The other thing is, if you are caught up or busy and stuff happened during the day on Saturday and you do not get a chance to listen to our entire show, the show is on PorchTalkRadio.com. You can listen to the whole show. You can listen to past shows. We have archive shows there over a year. So if you want to go back, if you got some time and you want to do the binge thing, like some people do for TV shows. Well, it's a show. You can see, because we do Facebook Live, so you can watch them, listen to them. You can get the gist. When I say stuff happened 8 months ago, or stuff I talked about 8 months ago, you can actually go back 8 months ago and listen to it and see the show and hear me talk about it. So.
And to the wonderful technology, Eddie, they can actually just keep hitting repeat on every one of our shows and keep absorbing all of that knowledge.
Yeah.
40 acres and a mule.
Yeah.
That was good, Eddie.
Yeah, it goes back. But I see you. You see me.
Right now live.
and I run across people from time to time who say, well, I only got part of your show last Saturday. I wish I could have heard the whole thing because it was very interesting. So I'm just telling everybody in one big, teleprompt, that you can go back and watch shows from last year. You can go back as far as you want. As long as you got the time and energy, the stuff is there. That's why we put it up on PorchTalkRadio.com, so you can go back and listen to it. And if you've never, if you're listening and you're getting this, you evidently heard the show before. But you got friends and family that if you want to tell them about the show and say, well, go to PorchTalkRadio.com and listen to a show or two or three, whatever, and again, the info is there. And what I don't do, we don't do political, we're not into political correctness. There's no such thing as political correctness here, because it's about the communication. It's about communicating clearly and plainly with you, expressing ourselves, letting you know what our ideas are, and the fact of the matter, if there's something that you think is incorrect that we're putting out, or we're saying something, not your opinion, if we're giving incorrect information. It's a big difference, because a lot of stuff I say you may not agree with. That don't make it wrong. So again, and I have a lot of people who I see on a regular basis who tell me, Eddie, that was a great show. Eddie, that was a great show. I got people who call and say, Eddie, that was a great show. I got people leave me messages. I got people email, that was a great show. You know, so we have some idea of actually when we do a good show. I mean, most of the shows are good, but when it's a great show, it's not a lot of things that have people get out of their comfort zone of doing nothing and sit down and type or go to their phone or whatever and make a call.
Make an effort.
Just to make a comment, to say, oh, that was good, or I hadn't thought about that. You hit the nail on the head. You're changing things. I mean, stuff like that is what we want to hear. And I have people who I call me, people who communicate with me about stuff that we have done in this community from years and years and years ago. So I thank you. I thank you for listening. And this audience is growing every day. And there's some important people who listens to this show. Now I had a meeting this morning with Mary O'Connell, who's the new chief of police appointment. She's not it yet. She's still got to go through a hearing with city council. So as I said a couple weeks ago, if you want to test the strong mayor system, the city council has to approve this appointment. So that's going to be a wang bang hell of a meeting next week. I think they said 17th. So it's either next week or the following week, in which they will get to approve or disapprove the new chief of police appointment.
So Eddie, you think they finally got the message that whoever they were looking at the first time is going to be a no-go? They're going to dump that and go somewhere else, or they're still trying?
Well, it's politics.
Getting smelly. Politics.
I have been explaining to non-political people all week that politics is a blood sport. It's a lot of tears, it's a lot of sweat, and it's a lot of stuff that if you knew how so-and-so got to be who he is, where he is, and how certain laws got passed, it would turn your stomach. I mean, and I'm not giving you opinion here again, but the whole abortion thing that happened last week in the debate in Tallahassee. It's a lot of folks upset with that, but it's a lot of folks who agree it's about time. So again, I'm not telling you how to think, and I'm just telling you, they passed it. 15 weeks. So that's almost 4 months. And then I've heard someone try to defend, well, you don't know you're pregnant. If 4 months pass and you don't know you're pregnant,
there's other issues going on.
Yeah, and as I say all the time, before you get pregnant, it's a whole lot of bad decisions you made. You see what I'm saying? It didn't just happen, and it's a whole bunch of opportunities from there to when you finally find out you're pregnant and you want to make an abortion, have an abortion, that you could have had opportunity after opportunity after opportunity after opportunity. So again, you can tell where I stand on the issue. So because I believe life is life. So I got a lot of friends who say, Eddie, well, you ain't really conservative. Yes, I am. I believe in life. So I don't believe you should kill nobody, because the system is imperfect. So I don't believe in capital punishment, and I don't believe in abortion. So
Eddie,
it's out there.
Since you've got your biological degree thing going on in the background,
microbiology,
you're a bit more learned than the average Joe Schmo out here, and I count myself in that group. You would say that if there's a heartbeat, does that mean it's alive? If it's a heartbeat? I'm just trying to define that little point.
When the spermatozoa meets the zygote, that's when life starts. There's a spark. When the sperm hit the egg, that starts the process. That starts the human being that may grow up and be great somebody, a great murderer, a great offender, a great scientist or whatever. But that's when it started.
But the heartbeat is 3 weeks later then?
It ain't got to have a heartbeat.
No, but I'm just saying, from when that happens, you just explain.
From the beginning,
Yeah.
that's a person. It's not going to be a watermelon. It's not going to be a tomato. It's not going to be a grapefruit. It's going to be a person. Now, if you kill it before it becomes a person, then that should be homicide because you just killed somebody.
Well, when a pregnant woman is killed in a car wreck, something like that, they call that a double homicide usually.
Well, see,
So
but they got double standards. They got double standards because they want to charge you if you shoot a pregnant woman for killing 2 people. But see, but then they go through all this stuff about, well, it really wasn't a person. Well, yes, it was. See, I'm not mixing metaphors. I'm telling you, if you kill a baby before it's born, it's still a human being. That's what I'm saying.
So the being born doesn't make it human, you're saying?
No, they got a lot of babies who are preemies, who arrive early.
But they're a human being when they come out, even if they come out early.
If you deliver watermelon, then I think you have a certified point to argue legally. If that's a person that comes out, then that's a person. It ain't no mixed metaphor. See, I don't have no problem. I'm saying I know exactly what I mean, and so do everybody who's listening. So,
All right, just clarifying.
Viable tissue mass.
Viable tissue mass.
Is some kind of creative
Crap.
way of saying, well, it ain't human. Yes, it is. And matter of fact, sometimes it's so human, you can take it out, and it will still live on its own.
Yeah, that's true. You got a point there, that's for sure. Maybe just to confuse people don't understand that, Eddie.
Well, that's because they choose not to. Now, I got to tell you something else, and I saw this the other day for the first time. $4 regular gas is here. That's right. Right here in Hillsborough County, Florida, $4 regular gas. Now, you people, I've been saying this ever since the election, $5 gas is coming. And I said this several weeks ago. Actually, I said it several months ago. You got a weak president. He was not going to make it through this term without having to go to war because there's too many countries with strong period.
Yeah.
With strong leadership. And when you're weak, you create opportunities. And anybody that really understand dynamics of the real world understand that. Bullies don't pick on other bullies. Bullies pick on little people. Pick on weak people. Pick on helpless people. If you present yourself as a victim, somebody will make you one. You create an opportunity, somebody's going to take advantage of it. That's the world we live in. Sorry. You see what I'm saying? So when Biden got elected, he was weak. He has shown nothing but weakness. And for you people that say I'm critical, yeah, I'm critical because somebody need to be critical because you guys are too busy trying to make excuses and rationalize your way out of situation that just plain downright weakness has got us into. And right now, Fidel Castro told the United States of America what he was going to do. He said, get the hell out. Matter of fact, everything you got down here as of today belongs to me. They didn't. Well, we're going to sanction. Hell, he lived a nice, long, old life. Died literally of old age. Wait on them sanctions to work. Now we got Russia. Well, we're going to sanction. Now, I'm going to tell you something. Y'all don't want to hear it. Well, Trump was his puppet. But I guarantee you, they wouldn't be invading nobody if Trump hadn't still been president.
No, Eddie.
I'm just saying. And yeah, I'm a Trump guy, but I'm telling you, think about it. Think about it 2 seconds. Would we be at war with anybody on this planet currently right now if Trump had still been president? No.
Eddie, let's just go further on that now. You're going in the direction here, but want to put some truth out there to these people, Eddie. You say you always want to bring them the truth. They're always willing to look it up for themselves. Trump had put in sanctions against Russia. Trump had signed off and saying, no, Russia cannot have that pipeline. And what happened? The first week Biden was in, he canceled all sanctions on Russia, and he approved Russia's pipeline to make billions daily while they do war with all these other countries. And we're playing with sanctions now. Now we're playing with sanctions as we are buying 695,000 gallons per day of Russian oil. Now we're going to say, be nice, please.
Well, no. Well, what Biden did,
That's stupidity.
Biden literally made it possible for Russia to hold all of Europe hostage. That's what he did.
Yeah.
He weakened the point of any resistance nation by making all of those folks dependent upon him and oil. When tomorrow, if the United States decided that we're gonna make natural gas the fuel that runs the world, we got more than enough. We don't have to get natural gas from nobody. Ain't nobody, and I do mean ain't nobody on this planet currently got more natural gas than the United States of America.
Eddie, we got enough pipeline to get oil to Europe if we wanted to.
Yeah.
We have enough pipeline to try and get the gas out there as well. Because the people that don't agree with Russia, you know what Russia does to them, Eddie? It cuts the oil off. They cut the gas off. The people die in the winter because the country is fighting with Russia. Russia wins because Russia's got the energy, Eddie. It's terrible.
Well, it is, and
it's politics.
And again, at the end of the day, you know, I want folks to know and understand. $5 gas is in your future.
By the summer, you think? Well, it is summer here, I guess.
And I'm gonna keep saying that because you know we still got 2 years for the next election.
Oh, Eddie, don't get depressing on us now.
No. If it's depressing, it ain't my fault. If it's depressing,
oh my goodness.
If it's depressing, it's somebody else's fault.
How much worse can it get?
Well, you'll see.
Ooh.
I'm gonna tell you something about people. You complain about what you got. Then when you have less, you still complain. And when you have less, you still complain. And you know what one of those complaints is? I didn't know how good I had it. Think about it. How many times have you been complaining about stuff, and then when you actually look back on it and figure out, I actually had it good. See, I never looked at it that way. I never looked at it that way.
Without? Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you something. You know, come April 1st will be 1 year my mom passed, and more and more I think about what she did with nothing.
Mm-hmm.
My mom had 5 kids.
They like to eat.
And we had to eat. And she bought a house. And we nobody in my family have been arguing, cussing, and fussing about the house. Because we know how and what my mama went through to get the house. And the fact that we got a house in our family. And they most of them, because all of them are younger than me, I'm the oldest, was born and raised in that house. And that house did us well. And my mama has been a domestic servant. She was a domestic servant her whole life. And for you people who don't know what a domestic servant is, that means you took care of other people's children, other people's houses, other people, whatever else they had to take care of. And then she came home and did for us. I'm just saying, you know, and as I look back on things, you know, that's why I say I'm looking back and see how good, you know, my mom didn't let us think we were poor. Because we didn't know, you know, it's life is comparative. You kind of look around 2 or 3 blocks, and everybody where we live, families were struggling. They were going through the same thing. And some of them had moms and daddies. But we did okay. Because I'm going to tell you, my mom was a domestic servant, so when the white folk got through wearing the clothes, they didn't throw them out. She brought them home, and they were new to us.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't new.
They were new to you.
But they were new to us.
Oh.
And so when we went to school, we had some. See, right now they got people who spend their whole job cycle with shotguns shooting jeans. I had jeans that had real wear holes in them.
They were natural.
They were
You made them have
they,
them.
they had natural wear holes in them. You see what I'm saying? See, and y'all paid extra money for folks to have your jeans look like they were worn. See, we was ahead of our we was ahead of our time.
And you didn't even know it.
Didn't know it.
Didn't know. You know, Eddie, I've seen the videos where they've got the jeans being made with no holes.
You're right.
And they've got people that put them on top of some type of pipe or something,
Yeah.
put them pant legs over it, and they run some kind of machine or something over it to make the holes back in it, and then sell it like there was no hole there, because the hole really does exist in people's head first, to go pay more money
Right.
for less material, but be in style.
But take brand new jeans and wash them for 6 months, so they get that look of being washed and worn. Brand new, you know. They did, instead of going and getting some actually worn used jeans, they get brand new jeans right off the factory line that would have been going to the store, and then now they got this aging process.
Yeah.
That they spend to age these jeans, so that folks can feel like, you know,
Eddie, wouldn't you think
they've been worn.
wouldn't you think that's more like mocking the working man, though?
No.
Wouldn't you think that? But the working man worked to get his jeans with holes in it and wore out, because you don't have money to go buy new. And then here's all these younger kids copying like they worked to get those holes in their jeans. They're mocking the working class.
But that's stupid, you know, for somebody who can afford new stuff. But see the style. See, they wanna be in style. See, what's in style is having jeans that look like somebody's been wearing them. See, getting brand new jeans used to be the style, and when it was the style, that's what everybody did. Got brand new jeans. And then and sometimes it's just topsy-turvy. Because rich folks have the wherewithal, but poor folks don't. So somehow one day somebody say, "Oh, that looks cool. Why don't I go and have somebody beat up some jeans for me? Then I can look like the poor folks." You see that's how things get twisted. You know, and if you think about this sometime, the people with the least amount,
That's very true, Eddie.
set some of these stylish trends. Okay, I know it got tested. That they had a group called Crisscross, and they put on some jeans and some other stuff and wore their jeans backward. Guess what? Months later, all these kids wearing their jeans backwards, and that shows you how stupid some of this stuff can get.
You know, Eddie, I can barely walk straight, just regular, wearing them. I can't imagine putting them on backwards, trying to look cool, falling over.
See, they start out trying to be cool, but then when people see it, oh, that's so different. Oh, that see, cool and different. See, because they got people modeling in Paris and Beverly Hills with their summer collection, and then some of those genius designers come up with some of this stuff that, hell, poor folks been wearing for years. You know what I'm saying? But if somebody, if Halston, Gucci, somebody put their name on something and throw it out there, next thing you know, everybody got to go have it. Now, I'm gonna tell you what they don't do like that. They don't do diamond rings like that. They don't do gold like that. You see what I'm saying?
You know, Eddie, I just saw something recently, that was a marketing video that was talking about this guy was trying to work in a Gucci store, and he knew the cost of a particular product on the floor. The cost to make that item was like $25 to make it, material and labor and all that. And Gucci was selling it for $6,000. And the salesman, new salesman, was asking the manager, how do I get rich people to get $6,000 out of their pocket for this item? I know it only costs $25. And the manager said, oh, no. The rich people don't buy this. This is for the middle class to lower class, because if they see a high price, to them, it's high value.
Right.
And they will make it happen, and they will skip car payments, rent payments, to have some of this stuff. And that's who we market to. It's nice stuff, except for the shoes. I don't like the shoes. But it's nice stuff. But the rich people don't buy this. Middle class to lower.
Well, like I said, that's who sets the tone. But this show shouldn't be about that. This show be about, now, if you listen to the show the last couple of weeks, Putin, Pooty Poot, is doing like the guy called last week, and said that, that we wanted to go to war with black and brown people.
Oh, that's right.
I explained to him that Italians were white. They were white Europeans.
Asians.
They're fascists. So part of this whole process has to do, and I spent the whole week listening to MSNBC and CBS.
They're not experts on Ukraine and Russia now.
And some of the other some of the other companies, talking about who and what and why and what Putin is actually doing. They don't have military targets. They are bombing civilians. They want you to feel sorry for them killing, literally, and blowing up all of these apartment complexes and people being homeless and having to walk 100 miles to another country to save their families, leaving everything they got. You see what I'm saying? That's the type of warfare that bullies. I mean, you gotta be a real bully. I'm not gonna attack the military targets. They got soldiers and artillery and stuff like that. I may lose a couple of folks. I'm gonna attack these apartment complexes. I'm gonna attack these little rural areas where these people can't defend themselves. And I'm gonna use bombs. I'm gonna use missiles. I'm gonna fight them like I was fighting the military. See, people, think about what's happening. And instead of us going on like another military power and saying, if you don't stop it, guess what?
We're gonna do nothing. You're
gonna get what you're given. That will put a thought in their head, cause we can deliver. Hell, we can blow up towns over there from over here.
Eddie, and along the same line. Now, there's a story inside of a story about what you just said. I'll touch that later on when I get my chance here. But also the fact, understanding that it's war, it's collateral damage, and if the purpose of Russia is to flex their muscles, we can inflict high human casualty on you if you don't go our way. It's effective, Eddie. I didn't say I like the man. I didn't say I'm glad he's there. Whatever.
It's a strategy.
But it's effective.
Well, I'm going to tell you something. Russians don't want to be bombed. See, they think ain't nobody got the balls big enough to bomb us over here in Russia.
Now, Trump did threaten Putin by saying, "I want to bomb the Kremlin if you do anything stupid."
Well, they said...
Although that threat's gone now.
They told Obama, we're going to draw a line in the sand and you better not cross it. They couldn't even get the line drawn and they was already across it.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? See, that's the difference.
Because they knew there was no balls.
That's respect. That's respect. So if you send a couple of bombs, well, it'll start. The threat of World War III is not the big threat over our head because, hell, we got two oceans separating us from everybody. That's a pretty good distance to travel, even if you got bombs and missiles and all that kind of stuff. The fact that we retaliate to them for what they're doing to one of our allies, that's the thing. Like Mike Tyson say, everybody got a plan till I hit you in the mouth. Once he hits you in your mouth, you forget about you got a plan. Okay. Well, it's real. Now it's real. See, for weeks and months, everybody in the boat negotiating. They talk. Well, the Prime Minister of Paris, of France is gonna talk with them. What the hell he gonna say? I'm tell you like.
Y'all be nice.
I'm tell you what folks say. Grown ass people get to talking. Children shut the hell up. You see what I'm saying? that's the way it's supposed to go.
And you know, Eddie, they were showing that the defiance to Russia here by emptying out bottles of Russian vodka. Okay,
Yeah.
so the product's already been bought.
Yeah.
So what is Russia? You do what the hell you want with it.
They don't care whether you drink it or not.
But you know, I wonder, when China takes Taiwan, I wonder if we're going to take all the China products off the shelves.
Well,
I guess they shut down Walmart.
But see again, what we're talking about is the difference between a mentality. If you got a weak person, I mean, and I don't just mean male, female kind of thing like that, because you know, nobody messed with Margaret Thatcher.
No, she didn't play.
She was an Iron Maiden or something. You know?
Yeah, she was rough. I mean, it's the prettiest thing, but she was rough.
Well, she wasn't getting pretty points.
Falkland Islands.
Yeah, she wasn't getting pretty points, and the thing is, your nature as a weak person allows you to be taken advantage of
Repeatedly.
If you are strong, see, I've been calling Biden weak from day one. From day one, first show I did, he's weak. Now he has to show folks he's weak, and once he starts showing people repeatedly that he's weak, then you asking for somebody to step up and take advantage of it.
But Eddie, have you noticed how it's just a crisis to crisis to crisis
Yeah.
with this administration, which is typical Democrat programs, because we went from COVID to they flipped the switch off of it. One day they flipped the switch, and if any of you listeners still wearing a mask, I won't say you're stupid, that'd be wrong. But the COVID theater's done. And Eddie, there's viruses out there all the time, aren't there?
There've been viruses since we've been here.
And some of them are deadly.
Viruses been before we got here.
And some of them are deadly, right?
All of them are deadly.
Okay.
To some point.
So,
because the nature of a virus is to take over cells in your body, then reproduce the viruses. So when your body's reproducing viruses faster than you can get rid of them, guess what? You get sick, and then if it keep happening, you die.
So if we all wore the face mask with the air tanks on it, that would just stop the ones that come in through the respiratory. We still have something to touch the skin, and we can have other issues. So we've always had something out there happening. So I'm trying to say, so the mask, it doesn't matter, and the politicians have cut it off.
It's politics.
CNN is no longer talking about
It's
it.
politics.
They took off the death count immediately when Biden took over.
It's politics.
So, folks, this has just been a political, and Pfizer put the information out. I'll cover later. It's not pretty.
But they're making money.
Billions.
See, but see the nature of the whole thing, and like I told some folks, you know, if you want to be a victim, take. And when I was in school, people used to do this. They would take kids that was wimpy, and they would slap them on the back, and they would put a sign on the back that say "Kick me."
I took it off after a while.
And believe it or not, as the kid walked around, people were kicking him, and he didn't understand why nobody told him, so just kept kicking him. And since he was a wimp, he wasn't gonna assault nobody, and he wasn't gonna do anything about it. And that poor kid just got getting kicked, and when I came along, I snatched the sign off his back because it's stupid, you know, because of their nature. People who aren't aggressive, if you just act just like you're gonna be a wimp, people who aren't really bullies will still bully you. They will. So you got people say, well, shit, everybody that's kicking him, I might well kick him too.
You know, Eddie, and raising kids, I remember my son one time telling me this kid is picking on him. And I instead of doing the typical parent talk, like, well, how tall is he? Well, he's a little bit shorter than me. Huh? Is he real big? No, not really. Oh, okay. Next time he does not, punch him. You know what? He did, and I took care of the problem immediately. Never had a problem with that kid again. Simple fix, Eddie.
Well, I was the shortest.
Take action.
I was the shortest person in my first grade class, so I let you know I was short all the way up through. The only person shorter than me in my first grade class her name was Gwen Smith.
Oh goodness.
So she was short. It was a girl.
You can be taller on her.
It was the girl who was shorter than me. But see, By the time I got in third grade, that's first grade, third grade. By the time I got in third grade, wasn't nobody mess with me. Because, you know, I had fights the last day of school, first grade, second grade. By the time we got to third grade, they learn because they fight with you the last day of school. So you got all summer. First day of school.
They eat you up, you lose.
First day of school, everybody, maybe that was a fluke. That was first grade. Second grade. By the time we got to third grade, I had no more problem.
Ooh.
Matter of fact, when I got in seventh grade, see, when you get in seventh grade, you got eighth graders, ninth graders, 10th grade who stayed back, who's still lingering around. But see, I played sports. I played football. So I was in shape. So even they were bigger than me. See, they in eighth grade, ninth grade. You know, they all still in seventh grade, but they 2, 3, 4 years older than me. But they smoking, they drinking. You know, they living like they 20-something.
Mm-hmm.
You know, see, and I'm going to football practice every day. I'm running track. I'm doing all stuff. And what that do for folks who don't understand what I'm talking about, I'm in shape. So guess what? They bigger than me, wider than me, stronger than me. But yo, academics don't count here. So it don't matter that you're smart or dumb, all that kind of stuff.
Fist.
Yeah.
And deliver it. Yeah.
When you get tired, I don't know if you've ever been tired or exhausted. So give or take, you know, like Muhammad Ali roped it up. If you just let somebody punch themselves out, cause it ain't hurting. It don't hurt. But once they get through punching and doing whatever they're gonna do, they are now tired. They might as well be asleep. Because they ain't got no energy. They can't punch. They can't run. And what you can do is feel sorry for them. Because you can beat the hell out of them. Literally, you can beat them half to death. It ain't nothing they can do but crawl up in the fetal position because they are now exhausted. They can't fight.
No, Porch Talk Radio is not condoning beating the hell out of anybody. I just want to be a disclaimer here real quick. We encourage you to talk things through and get counseling preferably as opposed to taking physical action. That's a disclaimer. Thank you.
Okay, but anyway, all that being said,
we love you.
If you ever exhausted, it don't matter because, you know, you could be outweighed by 100 pounds. They can weigh 100 pounds more than you. That means you just got more meat to beat. Just beat. You can hit them anywhere you want to hit them. You can kick them. You can, you know, and see, I'm gonna tell you what people did in those days. They got around in a circle. They got a circle and watch you beat the hell out of somebody.
Well, Eddie, that's a lot nicer. I grew up in the inner city Houston, and we used to use brass nuts back then. We didn't play.
Well, it didn't take brass nuts.
We did just one good punch, Eddie, and they went down. We were done.
If they're not going to defend themselves.
Or the ultimate's the ice pick, but that's another story.
Yeah, well, like I said, the school I went to, you want to carry brass knuckles to school, and you want to carry all the stuff. But what you had with you every day, with the fact of the matter that once you whoop somebody's ass like that, nobody else going to mess with you.
But Eddie, that would mess with their self-esteem. You know that.
I don't give a shit. Because they went from being a bully to having somebody whoop their butt in public.
There you go.
And everybody saw it. Porch Talk Radio. Welcome to Porch Talk Radio. We got a caller. Caller, welcome to Porch Talk Radio. Hopefully that didn't scare you out of bullying.
We're not condoning violence of any kind.
I don't scare you out of bullying nobody. Who are you? Where you calling from? And what say you? Hello?
Hey, my name is Rick. I ain't going to walk for nobody.
All right. But thank you for the call. We appreciate it. Right.
You know, Eddie, some of that information was some of it was right there, and some of it definitely wasn't.
Yeah. Well, he was mixing his years and his presidencies up.
Yeah. But we appreciate you listening.
Yeah.
You'll just keep listening. You'll get the rest of it.
Yeah. It'll come. It'll come. And at this time, since we got a break, we might as well go ahead and do the on this day.
Do this.
And we're gonna start on this day with what happened yesterday.
Uh-oh.
Because on March 4th, 1972,
okay,
the 378th House of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, Theta Gamma Chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha, was seated at the University of South Florida, March 4th, 1972.
Ah.
On this day, 1868, the U.S. Senate was organized into a court of impeachment to decide charges against then President Andrew Johnson.
Oh.
On this day, now everybody know who. Now you got two of them. You got Andrew Johnson and Andrew Jackson.
Oh boy.
Which occasionally gets confused, by the general public because they don't know which one did what.
Mm-hmm.
History tends to mix them up, but I'm letting you know.
Oops.
This was Andrew Johnson. So they organized to impeach him. On this date, March 5th, 1953, Soviet dictator, one of those dictators who happened to be very strong at the time, Joseph Stalin, died. He had been in power for 29 years.
A long time.
Yes, they got used to running the world. And on this date, March 5th, 1956, U.S. Supreme Court affirmed the ban on segregation in public schools. Gabriel.
So I'm always here to lighten the load, folks. You know that. Because this stuff, and Eddie keeps talking about, it's a blood sport. It gets messy sometimes. So as we kind of look at something a bit more that we can kind of all grasp quickly and easily, studies show that cows produce more milk when farmers talk to them. It's a case of in one ear and out the other. All right, moving along. As we keep going forward here, I thought the dryer made my clothes shrink. Turns out it was a refrigerator. It's conspiracy. It's a conspiracy. Now, the FDA has released Pfizer's reports that they said they did not want to release for 75 years. They actually did release them. And, of course, the FDA is quick to tell everybody, wait a minute, this contradicts the definition of safety that we are for. After the fact, the FDA says these may not be safe after millions have been done around the world, basically. But don't worry, folks. The reports that Pfizer put out on the side effects of the vaccines and boosters, it only has 1,255 side effects. So don't worry about it. If you're still alive, listen to us. You made it so far. Good luck. But side effects, anything from, it talks about acute kidney injury, acute flaccid myelitis, anti-sperm, antibody positive, brainstem embolism, brainstem thrombosis, and cardiac arrest. So if you made it all through all that, God bless you. They should have another booster ready soon for you. Meanwhile, they've also discovered that the Omicron booster shot is 12% effective on children. I don't know about your math, but that's 88% it don't work. And we spent billions on that one too. Has anyone seen Fauci lately? He's missing. Suddenly the Democrats turned the switch along with the media, same thing, off on COVID. The death rate has stopped being shown on the Christian News Network or CNN, and they've actually stopped talking altogether about this COVID thing. One day, Biden is walking through a field by himself with a mask on, and then the next day he's in a room with thousands of people, no mask. It's a miracle. Russia cured COVID. It's a miracle. But now, on a happier note, as you keep moving along, Senator Chuck Schumer said the American economy is booming last week. Did you know the economy was booming? Aside from the inflation and the price of gas, if you keep saying something is white that's black and something is black that's white, if you hear it enough, you have no idea. Now, CDC has said that 90% of all U.S. can remove masks, period. 90%. Why do we need the CDC to tell us what to do personally, especially in your own house? Biden wants $10 billion to protect the Ukrainian border. He's also sent 3,000 troops over there. But yet our border has nobody there. Sorry about that. Let's see. After spending $6 million every day to not build our border here in this country, the U.S. economy has been hit with increased gas prices, inflation, supply chain issues due to the Ukraine crisis. If you're stupid enough to believe that, go grab an extension cord and tear the end up of it. All right, now, so when China invades Taiwan, since we have such a weak president, is everybody going to take all the Chinese products off of the shelves? That would shut down Walmart. You know that. Why would Russia attack the Ukrainians? That's right. Biden called them the Ukrainians, which I guess they're from Uranus. I don't know. But anyway, it seems that biolabs were being built along the border to Ukraine, in Ukraine, where they were doing chemical weapons they were testing on the Russian border. About 12 to 13 of these biolabs. NATO had been talking to Ukraine, let's put some missiles in your country so we can shoot Russia. I guess Russia said, hell no. So there's always more behind the story, folks. Putin has plenty of money. Crashing the ruble is not a big deal to this guy. He can buy it up cheaply, buy up a bunch of Bitcoin, and live somewhere with Elvis and Jimmy Hoffa. What a life. That's it for me, folks.
Back to this being Founders Week for Theta Gamma and the University of South Florida. We've had a great several days, and we got a couple events tonight, this afternoon, tonight, and tomorrow. And we got brothers from all over the country who have returned, and we are making sure that this is one of the biggest 50th reunions that we've ever. Well, I'm gonna say not that we've ever had, because you only get one. I guess the next one will be 75 or 100. But it's a lot of brothers here. A lot of brothers came back, and we have produced 307 alphas from Theta Gamma. Theta Gamma is a college chapter. So we have college chapters, and then we have graduate chapters. The graduate chapter is doing great. The college chapter is doing great, and you would expect no less from the greatest Black Greek letter organization in the world. You know, we meet that expectation, and it's being done, you know, repeatedly. And for those who don't know, well, everybody who know me know two things about me. They know I'm a member of Alpha Phi Fraternity Incorporated, and they know I'm a Republican. So those two things.
The best of both worlds, is that what you're saying?
You know,
Ooh,
those
we got
two
it right
things
here.
go together, hand in glove, here on Porch Talk Radio. And like I was saying when we started, if you ever miss a show and you want to catch up with some things, you know, something we said, or something you heard, you know, something you heard about the show, you can catch it on PorchTalkRadio.com.
Eddie, as you try to leave a lasting thought with everybody, if you had to choose between eating tacos every day or being skinny all your life, would you choose the hard taco or the soft taco?
I'm a hard taco man.
Oh, there we go. Forget that being skinny. Yeah.
Okay, so until next week, I gotta leave one thought in everybody's head, one main thought, and I heard somebody else say it this morning on one of the other shows that Tampa, that Pinellas County, all of St. Pete, the Black folks who live in South St. Pete work together. So they're like, once you pass Central going south, you're in South St. Pete, and it's considered to be the urban area, and those folks work together and they solve problems together. Where here in Hillsborough County,
You fight for everything.
well, everybody got silos. All the Black folks are in their particular silo, and they pretty much hoard resources. Where I can't give this to you because this may help you, which helping you sometimes somehow hurts me, you know. So we every silo in Tampa, Hillsborough, fights
Each other.
the enemies,
Yeah.
the enemies
Within.
and among themselves. So it's hard to get anything done, make anything happen. So what they do in Pinellas, they work together. What they do in Hillsborough is work against each other, and they don't help each other. And I keep hearing everybody say that. So that's a common theme that we're gonna get over one of these days. And I even heard someone talk on one of the other shows about Ed Lorraine being the best candidate for a black mayor for the city of Tampa. I don't agree.
Mm-hmm.
I have another person that I think could probably be the only person in the next 10 years.
But who can get the money, Eddie?
That could be it ain't about money.
They got to pull it in.
It ain't about money. Let me tell you one thing about it. Because if it was about money, we would have had a Republican mayor by now. And we could have had a black mayor, by now. If it's that whole silo thing, it's not working. But that may be the one issue or the one cause that can bring us all together, and it should, and I hope it do. So maybe just think about it. Us getting a black mayor,
Can we have any of the people from St. Pete that you know, Eddie, come to Tampa and hold a little general meeting and let us know how they're making it work over there?
Yeah, we'll deal with that next week.
I just
All
wonder.
right. So until next week, same bat time, same bat station. Tampa Bay, we love you.
God bless America.
Bye-bye.
What are they doing?
They just checked out. They said, see ya.
Did they?
Goodbye.